on the most beautiful tropical beach of my life. A pristine Hawaiian bay, guarded by the towering Nepali cliffs, and there I was, somehow, right in the middle of it. It felt like the universe had dropped me into the opening scene of my own movie. Even the sand didn't feel real. It wasn't even sand, just tiny polished shells shimmering like jewels. I'd never seen anything like it. Every handful felt like holding a pocket full of stars. A few days earlier, I was crunching through snow in Athens, Ohio. And now here I was, barefoot in paradise. The shift was so drastic it felt like stepping into another dimension. I lay down and just stared at the shell sand. It sparkled like a jeweler's display case. Every time a wave misted over it, the whole beach lit up like magic. Then, out of nowhere, this beautiful blonde woman, like some kind of beach nymph, ran right past me and dove into the water. The whole moment felt unreal. A moment later, her toddler toddled straight toward the waves. Instinct kicked in. I jumped up and walked beside him, just making sure he didn't get swept into the sea. She invited me to meet her friends, sun-bleached surfers who seemed carved from the island itself. They told me about Taylor Camp, a barefoot utopia on Elizabeth Taylor's brother's land, where they'd lived in tree houses above the beach. It sounded like a myth, but it was all real. Then she turned to me and said the words that changed my life. "We're moving downstairs. Do you want to rent the upstairs?" A deck facing the surf, a skylight framing the cliffs. It felt like the island itself was offering me a key. I called home from a payphone with the ocean at my back. My wife answered, surrounded by winter snow, and without hesitation, she said, "My next call is to a travel agent." A week later, my wife and daughters flew in. Just like that, we stepped into a new life, across from the most beautiful beach I'd ever seen. Soon we were exploring Limahuli Valley, the most mystical place I'd ever walked. This was the heart of old Hawaii, where hula was born, where ancient priests prayed at sacred heiau. You could feel history humming beneath your feet. I had come here to hike into Kalalau for a week, then return to Ohio. That was the plan. And just when I thought the story couldn't get any more unbelievable, something happened that changed everything again. But that is another story. Something wild.